I don't know if he was an ambassador, it escapes me now, from Italy or somewhere from the southern Mediterranean, I can't remember, who resigned in protest of the Iraq War. But this should be a great tradition for Donald Trump to start. Because you see it in Britain more. You see it in other countries. The number 2 diplomat at the U.S. Embassy in Beijing resigned Monday, telling staff his conscience would not permit him to formally notify the Chinese that the United States is withdrawing from the Paris Climate Accord. David Rank, a career Foreign Service officer of 27 years. He had been acting ambassador until recently. Iowa Governor Terry Branstad was confirmed. Rank held a town meeting with embassy employees to explain that he had offered his resignation and it had been accepted. Because he was the head of the embassy until Branstad arrives, it was Rank's responsibility to deliver a formal notification of the U.S. intention to withdraw from the Climate Pact. And according to a State Department official, Rank was unwilling to deliver that notification. He told his staff that as a parent, a patriot, and a Christian, he could not in good conscience play a role in implementing Trump's decision to withdraw from the Paris Accords. Under the Obama administration, climate change was incorporated into the daily business of diplomacy at every level. Rank was known for his personal concern about the environment. Career diplomats like Rank have been overseeing embassies around the world because of how slowly the Trump administration's been nominating political appointees as ambassadors. You'll also note he hasn't resigned, but it'd be nice. Louis Lukens, the acting ambassador at the U.S. Embassy in Britain, broke ranks with Trump over his criticism of London Mayor Sadiq Khan, saying that Khan had shown strong leadership in responding to the London Bridge terrorist attack. I hope that Donald Trump spurs this new tradition where people of conscience working in the government will resign. And really what we need is George Soros or something like that step up and say, like, I'll give you a stipend if you do. You know,
That's
because
right.
a lot of people, you know, worry about their careers and their money. And I don't think that's going to happen. But it'll be interesting to see if that acting ambassador from China is joined by some other more high-profile Trump officials. You'll recall last week there was a story in the Daily Beast that H.R. McMaster's former colleagues were being critical of how Donald Trump was treating McMaster. That story, to me, looks like H.R. McMaster beginning to basically gas up the getaway car. You know, one take could be he's trying to send a message to the president, hey, you got to knock it off. But that's not where I would imagine that leak being, to be honest with you. It seems to me that he is basically signaling, because remember, McMaster would have to resign from the military and have to give up his shot at 4 stars. Basically throw away his entire career, probably 10 years before he wanted to, just to get away from Trump. And then you see this story in Politico, which again also reads to me like a gassing up the getaway car story. When President Donald Trump addressed NATO leaders during his debut overseas trip a little more than a week ago, he surprised and disappointed European allies. But who he also disappointed and surprised was his own top national security officials by failing to include the language reaffirming the so-called Article 5 provision in his speech. Apparently, H.R. McMaster, Defense Secretary James Mattis, and Secretary of State Rex Tillerson all supported Trump reaffirming Article 5 and were told that he would. This is according to 5 different sources. They thought it was included, and a White House aide even told the New York Times the day before that the line was definitely included. They had the right speech. It was cleared through McMaster, said a source briefed by National Security Council officials in the immediate aftermath of the NATO meeting. As late as that same morning, it was the right one. So in other words, Trump, or someone very, 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 very close to Trump on that trip, took that line out. When you start to see these stories that are outlining the legitimate reasons for disgruntlement by top officials, you have to remember, you have to wonder where this is coming from and why. Why are you able to know this? We didn't hear this stuff in the Obama administration, right? And even in retrospect, we start to realize like there was a lot of people in there who didn't want the Iran deal. There was a lot of people in there who wanted to go into Syria. Clearly, Obama was bucking up against a lot of people there. We never heard any of that. We're hearing this now because people are laying the groundwork to not be judged harshly when they resign. I don't know when that's going to happen, but I would be very shocked to not see McMaster the first guy to go. He is the one, it seems to me, who, I don't know, we'll see. But it's very interesting to see this type of, these are all leaks. They are not coming from the deep state. They are coming from within the White House. In the fun half, we'll talk about the supposedly growing dissatisfaction with Jeff Sessions in the White House.
Yes. I mean, that's his pattern. It's so obvious. I mean, everybody said that.
You really just don't seem to hate Puerto Ricans enough.
You know, Jeff, I hired you with the premise, and I get it. Everyone hates the blacks, but everyone hates the Muslims. But
you got to think out of the box.
I mentioned the Puerto Ricans. It's like you don't even know who they are.
It's like you don't even care.
Well, Mr. President, I saw West Side Story. I hate the PRs as much. You know what, Jeff? Get out.
Get out.
I'm just tired of you. You're always trying to.
What's the next line? When you're a jet, what?
Yeah, exactly.
When you're a jet, what?
Exactly.
When you're a jet, what? All right, get out.
Get out. Stephen can answer that. Why is it that the only people who have any competence around me are freaking Jews?
We got to take
weird.
We
but
got to take a
Steve
quick
does
break.
not like that.
Hey, Sam Seder here. Folks, you probably heard about the whole YouTube advertiser apocalypse. Well, we're suffering from it too. We need your help. If you want to keep this show alive, you want us to be able to still put out clips on a regular basis, head over to our Patreon page. Here's the link right here or down below there. And just give us a couple bucks a month and support this program. Really appreciate it.